Hey, welcome to my YouTube channel, Making Sense of Credit. My name is Tony Hill. I'm a personal and small business credit coach. If it's your first time here with me, just want to say welcome. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to my channel. Share this with your friends and family. Please make a comment if you like. Excuse me. Hit the little bell for new content, for future upcoming content. I'm going to dive right in. My last video, this is kind of like a two-part video. It might be a three-part video, but as I'm thinking about things, driving, my last video was about raising your credit score fast. And look, I'm just going to kind of add to that video that part. But really, I kind of ended with talking about, there's nothing better than you adding trade lines, whether it's a credit card, unsecured, secured, some type of trade line to your credit. If you don't have any credit, if you have bad credit, add a trade line. You got to get whether a secure credit card or hopefully a secure credit card. And I'll just talk about a little bit about, there are so many different cards out there that are unsecured for bad credit, that make sure you check those out. Google them, check out bad credit cards, and read the information for yourself. I know I've got a few comments that because I refer people to like different banks, and people like, that's a predatory lender. You know what? If you got a 480 credit score, first of all, you're going to have to pay a little something, especially a fee, maybe. Hopefully you won't. But look, I'll try to get you as much information as I can where it doesn't cost you any money. That's why you guys know I like the Capital One Platinum card, because it has no fees. But I like Credit One, and of course it does have a fee. I would just say, just stay away from the credit cards that have really, really high fees. But look, and for all you other guys making your comments, this is my experiences, and I think a lot of creators talk about their experiences. I've been doing this for 35 plus years, and if you guys have followed me or listened to any of my videos, you'll know I'll keep saying this till probably ad nauseum, but credit is not a one-size-fit-all. So make sure you realize that some things may work, some things may not. But the things that I'll try to give you are the things that have worked for me and my clients over the last 35 years. Back to the trade line thing is that also too, you guys, if you haven't watched that video, check it out. But look, be careful about somebody. I want to talk about a couple other things when we're talking about trade lines. Look, if you got poor credit, don't go out and spend $700, $800, $1,200 like I've had on some of the clients that I've had. Some of more new clients that I've just signed up, who spent anywhere from $600 to $1,200 on authorized user trade lines to add to their credit, and their score hasn't moved much. So be aware of that. Don't think for 1 minute if you got a very low score and you add a couple trade lines, even if they fit in those parameters, authorized user, they got the 5-year history, and they got $20,000, $30,000 limits, and all of those things. I just had a recent client who just paid for that, $900, and her score moved 17 points. So make sure you're aware of that. Really, the authorized users are really good for like new credit, no credit, little credit, those sort of things. So be aware of that. A lot of the times, if you got bad credit and no credit, and I would emphasize this, really start to develop credit of your own. Also, to realize that authorized users, it's a really good tool in a lot of different ways. But once again, don't take my word for it. Research it, check it out. But my biggest thing I would say to you when it comes to authorized user is that when you're doing an authorized user, anytime you're doing an authorized user, make sure that you get the information you need, which is, when does the authorized user information hit? Because a lot of clients don't do that. If it's a 30-day, a 45-day, a 90-day, if you're gonna get one, if you're gonna pay for one, try to get a trade line that's gonna last at least 60 to 90 days. Because realize after 60 to 90 days, that trade line goes away. So even in that time frame, you want to be able to get the credit you need and apply for the credit you need within that time frame, because it doesn't last for long. And I think some people are uninformed about that. So just one of those things about trade lines. Moving on, the other thing that I was thinking about too when I did my last video, talking about credit repair. Here's the issue, and what I was really trying to get to the point was, it's good to do credit repair. I'm glad you guys are doing disputes. There's a lot of good creators out there, whether you're doing a 609 or you're just doing a regular dispute, whatever the case may be. And you guys know I love online disputes because they're quick and fast. But the secret to those is to make sure that they're not going to verify the information. Despite what all these experts will tell you that don't do online, that's ridiculous. Because if you look at my experience online, 24-hour disputes, same-day disputes. I just had one client, I think if you go to my video, she made a comment. She got 9 items off in the same day. Yes. So if you start, early in the morning, sometimes you can get those things off before the end of the day. So, and that's the truth. But once again, I'll get back to the point. Credit is not a one-size-fits-all. If you got horrible credit and those things are legit, and they're legit, and you can verify every one, it's not a good idea to do online disputes. Make sure you understand that. But getting back to my point, between doing all your disputes, no matter what you're doing, online or 609, or you just doing a regular dispute, you send in something that you made up on your own, or send them a nice note saying, hey, please delete this because it's inaccurate, it's not mine, or whatever the case may be. In the meantime, so let's say your credit repair takes you 90 days, 120 days, 180 days, 150 days, whatever. My point of the trade lines were made. Add trade lines in between that. I don't care if it's secured, unsecured. Disregard the people that tells you that. Once you have that secured on your record, look, I have clients that have, that got secured credit cards a year ago, and they're at a 780 right now. And believe me, there's nothing that they haven't been able to get, including all the top cards because of their credit score. But my point is that as you are doing your credit repair, there's nothing more helpful to your credit at the same time is to add trade lines, whether it's unsecured or a secure card. Here's the reason why: because you're doing credit repair, you're working on your credit, you're disputing, you're getting items off. But what happens is, let's say you have 10 items and you get 10 items off. Guess what? All those items at the end of the day, if they get deleted, you're gonna have no score. so that's why, whether it took you 3 months or 6 months, you could add trade lines, and you could have an incredible score by then. If you had just added some trade lines in between all of that, and worked on your credit and got 5 trade lines and not have a thin file. You guys know what I mean when I'm talking about thin file. Once again, if you have under 5 items on your credit report on all the bureaus, they consider you as a thin file. So, add those trade lines. If you got to do credit cards, great. Don't go out and buy a car loan like I told you the last time just to have a trade line. But so look, at the end of the day, that's what I wanted to drop to you today. Hopefully you understand where I'm coming from. Don't work on your credit without adding trade lines. In the meantime, be careful about authorized users. You know, don't pay money for them if your credit's poor. You're wasting your money. You're throwing your money down the drain. Oh, you know, something else I thought about too. If you have decided to go one way with repairing your credit, I had a lady. She, you know, we worked on her. She was no longer a client of mine. She was doing great. And what happened was she changed up, and she somehow, I mean, she was almost a 700 credit score. She somehow went after one or two items that didn't affect her credit. They were dormant. If you know what I'm talking about, as things get on your credit and they're old, they're dormant, so they affect your credit very little. Old collections and stuff like that. And I told her don't pay them until she got her mortgage. She's in the process of getting a mortgage. But anyway, she went and she ended up doing a 609 on these 2 or 3 items, and it took her score back like 25 points. So be careful with that. Don't change up what you're doing to go with something else because you watch another video. If it's working and your scores are increasing, keep going that way. Keep doing that. Keep working on it. Keep adding trade lines. Don't get impatient and do something else that's going to hurt your scores. So with that, this is a short video. Actually, it's a little longer than I thought it would be, but hopefully you guys get what I'm saying. If you got any questions, please reach out to me at Tony@makingsenseofcredit.com. You can check me out there. Send me an email if you like. Also, to watch some of my other videos if you got any questions. So look, until then, folks, peace. I'm out. Tony Hill, Making Sense of Credit. We'll see you on the next one.